So, who's putting together the trip to China? Asking for a friend.
China dominates the global economy because it embraces what America fears most: real labor. While the West chases branding and financial bubbles, China built an entire empire on actual production. And now their rise exposes a fatal flaw in white capitalism's disdain for work. For centuries, white economic elites have structured society around avoiding labor while extracting it from others. Enslaved Africans built the global South's wealth, while European aristocrats and plantation owners positioned themselves as gentlemen, a tradition that frames manual labor as racially inferior. After slavery, Jim Crow and other exploitative labor laws kept black and immigrant workers in underpaid production roles, while white capitalists rebranded themselves as managers, investors, and entrepreneurs. The Industrial Revolution amplified this divide. White industrialists like Carnegie and Rockefeller glorified themselves as self-made, while their fortunes rested on child labor, immigrant sweatshops, and violent union suppression. By the late 20th century, America began offshoring its labor to China, not just for cheap wages, but because whiteness had fully divorced itself from the stigma of manual labor. U.S. executives justified this by labeling manufactured jobs as low skill, a racially coded term, while pouring money into marketing, financing, and branding, industries that produce nothing tangible but generate massive profits through psychological manipulation. Meanwhile, China weaponizes America's labor aversion. They built the world's most efficient manufacturing base, not just by making goods, but by mastering supply chains, infrastructure, and real productivity. Now China controls 80% of global solar paneling, 70% of lithium refining, 50% of shipbuilding, while the US economy relies on inflating stock value, branding hollow luxuries, and predatory gig work. Now, what is the result? China's GDP has grown 40 times since 1990. US wages stagnate as labor is devalued and jobs are replaced with hustle culture. America's infrastructure crumbles while China builds high-speed railways, smart cities, and AI-driven factories. White capitalism's contempt for labor has left America with a failing economy, one where finance bros are richer than engineers, influencers out-earn factory workers, and branding is valued over building. China's dominance proves that real power comes from production, not propaganda. The US can either confront its racist labor hierarchy or reinvest in real work, or watch as the next century belongs to those who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty.
I think we need to give her a round of applause, darling, because you know why? It just hit me that whites, they would just wake up and go and find something that's being already done when black people have created civilization already, and then they come, they take over, and then 2 minutes later, they invented it. They come to Africa, they find the river Nile. Before you know it, it's Queen Elizabeth who invented it. Black people, I love the knowledge and I love the tea that you're spilling with this China thing. I'm loving it. Let's continue, y'all.
China has played the game so perfectly that you just have to clap your hands and just respect them, because honestly, they have just broken the barriers of what people thought was impossible to do. Like the whole point of what China has been trying to do is to just showcase that they're not like America. Like America is like this one big bully that no one really likes in school, and then you just have this one chill guy who always gets on with everyone. That's China. And the thing is that what they've played and the way they've played it, they've played in such a position where it's like all the billionaires, like all the big companies, the Hermes, the whatever, they're now going to start putting pressure on the US government to be like, yo, you need to solve whatever you're doing with these guys, because I can't lie, it's hurting our pockets. Because one thing America does is that they hate to see their billionaires suffer. If anything, they hate to see their billionaires suffer. So now that they're seeing that, China is exposing, obviously Chinese manufacturers are exposing, the people that, or the things that they make for companies, and they're showing how cheap it is. Everyone's now hopping to China. Guess what China has just done? They've just given a no visa fee free visa, come in there, buy whatever you want tax free. Bro, China is eating.
I feel like black people are taking pettiness to a new different level, and they are not kidding at all. Some are literally about to take flights and go to China for that free 10-day vacation for shopping that China gave people. Most especially now that black people saw how I Show Speed went and he was welcomed and everything. So black people are literally on the internet like, it's not even the way America showed us that they actually HATE us in Asia, because like white media has put a propaganda that it's the fair skin, it's the whites that are accepted in Asian countries or outside of America, and black people are not liked. Now that black people are saying how I Show Speed was treated when he went to China, black people are like, we are going. Yes, we are going. Let's go and see, because now we don't have to sit around and waste a lot of money on expensive things. Child, I kid you not. I've seen a lady. I saw a lady on TikTok who said, you know what? I always see these Chinese shows and everything, and they always have expensive things. You're like, oh my God, she has like an entire closet of like 50 Birkins. Like, where did oh my God, they're so rich. Yes, however much they are rich. She said like, now it makes sense why we see these people are having all the luxury things, because they are cheap there. They are extremely cheap, and it is just a matter of me buying a ticket and going to China if I want to do shopping, if I like luxury. And Chinese people are not even helping the situation, because each and every single day they keep on putting out the information. Ladies and gentlemen, this tariff WAR between America and China, I kid you not, I am here for it. I feel like it's opening a lot of people's eyes. But anyway, let me introduce myself, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. My name is Natskunda Esther. Yo! I got sucked into this. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this entire Chinese era of exposing the brands. They are charging you a lot, yet they get it for less, extremely too less. And on top of that, they do not want to give us credit that we actually give them these things. Yeah, they always go and remove the tag made in China, and then they put made in Italy. Yeah, before you know it, it's costing 30,000. Well, Chinese people like 30,000, man. You can come to China, stay here an entire month, and in the most expensive apartments, and buy luxury brands, and still fly first class to go back to your country. Black people, listen to me very carefully when I tell you this. You are petty AF. People's reactions, black people.
I'm a petty ass bitch, so the level of petty that the Chinese vendors are exuding right now is soothing my soul. I almost feel satiated. I almost feel like I need to step up my own level of petty. What the fuck mean a Birkin bag is $38,000 in store, $1,400 out the factory? A lot of people are gonna be like, well, duh, everybody knows that you're paying for the name, but my thing is, for what? If the vendors just told us that you could get this bag out of the factory, $1,400, probably a little bit more, but still, why would I pay $38,000, or why would I be jealous, envious, or feeling some sort of shame at the status of my life because I don't have $38,000 to spend on a bag that they didn't have to spend $38,000 on either? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Chinese vendors just crashed the fashion stock market, if you will, because the whole point of a Birkin is that they are handcrafted. It takes like 18 hours. It's supposed to be artesian, high quality level craftsmanship, and the production, everybody can't get one. That was the whole point. But if we just figured out who your vendors are, because the vendors were like, hey, it's us, and now we know how much it costs to actually make your bag, and now we can just buy that bag out of the factory without the name, what is now the point in the Birkin? What makes it an investment? It's a $50,000 bag sitting in your closet, and now we have it for $3,000. Why would I spend $50,000 on a bag that costs $3,000? Not only did the vendors giving us a price breakdown kind of diminish the allure behind the bags, I also feel like it's the same concept with an iPhone. Every year y'all sell us something new, more expensive, but it's the same shit and probably less quality, because as time goes on and we keep using more and more non-renewable resources, the quality of the shit that we have is going to diminish as well. So just thinking about the quality of the leather in the past, it was probably better, just to be, practical and realistic. So in that sense, Why would I overpay for something when I know I can get the same exact quality in this thing?
And let me know what you think in the comment section. And how do you think this is going to go? Do you think this is something that's going to pressure the orange man into lowering his standards when it comes to the tariffs? Because honestly, if we are to talk about it, the reality is if iPhones can't be made in America, who is going to incur the costs of expensive things coming into America? It's the American citizen.